All right, let's get real for a second. Tax deed investing. Is it the ultimate hustle, or is it morally questionable? You know the drill. Someone can't pay their property taxes, the government swoops in, and boom, their property is auctioned off to investors like you, ready to profit off someone else's hardship. Sounds pretty cold, right? But is it? Today we're diving into the controversial world of tax deed investing, where some see opportunity and others see exploitation. First, let's break down what tax deed investing is. The government needs to get paid, right? And if a homeowner fails to pay their property taxes, the county sells the deed to investors to recover that money. So, you're buying property, sometimes for pennies on the dollar. On paper, it looks like a win-win. The government gets its money and you, the investor, get a sweet deal. But here's the moral dilemma. What happens to the people who lose their homes? Are you capitalizing on their misfortune? And can we call this ethical investing? Let's look at both sides of the argument. On one hand, some say tax deed investing is just the rules of the game. If someone can't pay their taxes, they shouldn't keep the property. Simple as that. You're not taking their home, the system is. You're just playing by the rules and finding an opportunity. Sounds a little cold, doesn't it? That's where the morality question comes in. On the flip side, critics argue that it's exploitation, plain and simple. These are families, often struggling through financial hardships, losing their homes because they couldn't scrape together enough for taxes. And you're profiting from that. But let's be real. Is this any different from a bank foreclosing on someone's house when they miss mortgage payments? It's the system we live in. Someone has to buy these properties, right? And if it's not you, it's going to be someone else. So, is tax deed investing ruthless? Sure. But does that make it wrong? That depends on where you stand on the morality of profiting from another person's downfall. Maybe it's just capitalism doing its thing. Or maybe it's the darker side of wealth building. Here's what I want to know. What do you think? Is tax deed investing an ethical way to build wealth? Are you saving properties from neglect, or are you part of the problem? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I'm dying to hear your take on this moral grey area. At the end of the day, one thing's for sure, tax deed investing is lucrative, but how far are you willing to go to turn a profit? Now, I want to bring up someone who's an expert in this field, Jackie Jackson, a seasoned tax deed coach. She takes a different approach. Jackie teaches her students that tax deed investing doesn't have to be about exploitation. It's about empowerment. According to her, the process can create opportunities for the investor and for communities. By stepping in and buying these properties, you're preventing neighborhoods from falling into disrepair and revitalizing them. Jackie's view, you're not just flipping homes, you're turning around lives and properties that could be abandoned. It's all about perspective and having the right mindset when approaching this type of investing. So, yeah, tax deed investing has its moral complexities, but coaches like Jackie Jackson are showing that there's a right way to do it with integrity. Don't forget to smash that like button and hit subscribe if you're into the real raw conversations about wealth building and the ethics behind it. And if you're thinking about diving into tax deed investing yourself, well, I'll let your conscience decide.